Hey guys, happy weekend, happy Saturday. Just doing some more deep dives into the Hebmüller world. And as I'm cruising around their website and the registry, there's also a Facebook page as well. But looking here about the About Us page, there is another co-administrator other than Klaus missing, Peter. So I'm reaching out to Peter today and let's have a chat with him about his experience with these amazing cars. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I appreciate it.
That's no problem.
Could you introduce yourself?
I am Peter. My family name is Schepens, but that's Belgium. That's maybe difficult for foreign languages to pronounce. And I am jumped in the registry a long time ago. In the beginning, there was a start with Bob Shale in United Kingdom, who made a small magazine. And in that magazine, he collected data from all over the world, and there was no internet. It was always with letters, and he collected data from Hebmüllers and other Kübelwagen, Schwimmwagen, and split Beetles and so on. And he collected that, and he put that in a small file, and he managed to about 60 cars.
That's impressive. Before the internet, that's fantastic.
Later on, Bob Gilmore jumped in California, and Bob took care of the United States for Hebmüller, and he found also a lot of information. Coincidence or not, but there was a collector in Germany who used all the data to get connected to the owners, and he actually pulled the cars away from the owners to sell it to others. So
wow.
Took advantage of it, and Bob Shale said, okay, that's enough. I do not cooperate with such business. So he quit to publish the data, and Bob Gilmore took it over completely to collect data from all over the world. On a moment, Bob Gilmore was too busy with his job, and he asked Jan Rami from the United Kingdom to take it over. And he gave all the information, files, books, letters, the complete file he collected in those days. And then Jan Rami searched more information, and he went to meetings, and he got also a bit information, but he didn't publish anything. He didn't came out with any information. The internet was then booming, but Jan went silent. You ask something and he didn't give it. You ask for a picture, he didn't give it. In the early days of the internet, there was a guy, Klaus Jacobsen, and he made a little website, strictly vintage. There was a file with Hebmüller information. That was all the data, chassis numbers, body numbers, date of production, engine numbers when available, the colors, the owners, etc. Also in each line of this Excel file, there was a link, and you clicked on it, and then you get a picture of the car. So I collected all that data, but then the same story, Klaus Jacobsen, other job, other work, no time.
It's difficult to balance your hobbies with your work, you know.
Yeah, yes, that's true. And I had a lot of information. And Klaus Missing from Germany, he did the same with the Karmann convertibles, the split convertibles. And on a meeting, we got in touch, and we talked, and I said, let's build a website together. He already had a website for the Karmanns. And then we put the police cars in it, the Type 18.
Yeah, I saw that. That was great.
And then we put an extra file with the Hebmüller Type 14. And Klaus said, okay, let's build a new one. And then we got in touch with Bob Shale. We got in touch with Bob Gilmore. Klaus was very close with the family of Hebmüller, and we managed to get everybody involved in the new site. The family asked to not put only Volkswagen in it, but every car they made.
That's great.
That's a bit the history.
You know, you mentioned you've been doing this for a long time, but what's the story behind your first Volkswagen? Was it a Hebmüller, or did you own one when you were younger?
No, not at all. Not at all. When I was a young kid, I loved cars. That was from the beginning. When we traveled with my parents, I could name every car we passed by. Everything with machinery was my interest. And my grandfather, he drove a VW 74 tomato red one. I remember it very good. And on one day, the car was too bad. It rusted a bit, and he had a little accident. And he bought another one, 76 or 77, and he gave me the red one. So that was my first VW to work on it. I was only 14 years at that point.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, I worked on it, and I drove it on private roads and on prairies here in near my house, my parents' house. And then here in our town, there was some group who drove Volkswagens, enthusiasts, and they built a club around the VW. And it was the Belgian VW club. It was one of the first Belgian clubs with only VW Beetles. So I joined the club as youngest member. And from that day, it went only Volkswagen. Then on my 16th birthday, there was a meeting here in town, and a 53 popped up. It was an old car, a beaten up car, but it was complete. Engine was seized, 3 flat tires. It was just took out of the barn. I was interested, but I hadn't the money at that moment, and I pulled on my dad's arm and I said, I want that car and I need it and I love it. And the next day we went to the owner, who was a friend of my father, and we bought it for half the price.
Wow. Wow. I love it, Peter.
It was at that time period, it was like $50. 53.
You bought a 53 or $50.
Yeah. It's a long time ago.
The image of the barn doors with the hay and all the dust everywhere and this old car sitting so sad, waiting for someone to fall in love with it again. It's a beautiful story.
And I still have that car, and it's actually untouched. It's still sitting in a corner in my shop. The engine is out, but it needs complete restoration. At my 17th birthday, I bought a 56 oval with sunroof. That was a much better car to restore. So I restored it. And later on, my wife drove it to go to work. And then after 15 years, I restored it again, and I still have it. I still own it.
That's great.
Yeah. In 87, I went to a school, and in that school, there was a little bookshop. And it was one of the first magazines from France. And in that magazine, there was a story about a Hebmüller that was in restoration. The story was the Hebmüller was found, and it was completely restored. And there was a lot of pictures, like 15 pictures in it. And I said, that's a nice car. I want one. So I went, but it was impossible to find it. And then I decided, let's build one.
Yes.
I have 2 hands. And in 87, I found a 55 oval with a beaten up roof. Yeah, I found it in a farm, and kids were playing on the car, and the roof was completely dented. So I bought it, took it home, and in a half an hour, the roof was off. That's 87.
Wow. Okay.
I finished the car in 2017.
Oh, God. You have so much passion and will that will not be deterred.
Problem was, I started just with those pictures from the book. I didn't have any dimensions. So with the pictures, I calculated this part is this dimension, and so that part would be that dimension. And I made a mock-up, and it was actually looking like a Hebmüller, but far from what it really was. And then I got involved in meetings. I went to meetings all over Europe. In 93, I saw the first Hebmüller in life.
Amazing. So I'm very much where you were back then in 87. I have this desire to build this car, and I found a 56 oval. And so that's why I've been reaching out to you, and also to Dirk and Pascal and obviously Klaus. And as I dig into this whole project, I'm learning that it's more than just a car, right? These pieces are kind of parts of history, whether you're building wooden bows for the top, or maybe you have that's it. These parts,
the rear window.
Yeah, these pieces have a story, and the people who make them. You guys are really, in a way, historians, right? Because if you read the Wikipedia site, it's very quick to learn about how few were made, the story about the fire, how they rebuilt, and they were only able to put out so many more afterwards. and then that's it. So, but the fact that you did it from photographs with no measurements.
Yeah, nothing, actually nothing. But then at a certain point,
sorry, it's crazy. You're awesome. So fantastic.
I know. But at a certain point, I run into a wall. I said, this is not going to work like I want it. So I put the car on the side, and I had to wait until the next meeting was coming up, hoping that there was a Hebmüller, and then asking the owner, please, can I take measurements of this part? Because I want to make this. And they said, it's impossible. Yeah, you can do, it's impossible to make it. And then with the new patterns, I made the parts, and I took the first parts again off the car, because that was not good. That is how I educated myself in building the car and learning about the car. There is actually no detail that I do not know.
Amazing. It's a tremendous undertaking.
Yeah, my build was actually before I knew all the other guys except Klaus Missing.
I see.
But at that point, my car was already almost done in metal. I was able to find a roof in a storage in Belgium. I got it on loan. The guy said, take it with you. It's a spare roof for my car. You can duplicate it. No problem for me. You helped me before, I help you. Now take it.
Wow.
One side I took apart. Completely every step I photographed. This bolt coming there, there. Every part was measured. I made paper templates from each side of each part.
Amazing.
These templates were duplicated on sheet metal. And with these parts, I built a roof frame.
Got it.
Every detail is the same. Every weld is the same. Where it's welded, original, mine is welded. Where it's bent, mine is bent. The bolts are made on here at home in a lathe. Every part that is on a roof frame, I make new.
Fantastic.
I made a few, and I restored a few originals. Some guys know that I have this frame, and I had a Swiss guy who had a really bad original frame from a Hebmüller, and he wanted it to be restored with as much as possible original material. So I had to cut out parts, weld in small parts, and I did it completely. And he was very happy with the result.
I'm sure. How can you? I'm in love with the story. Forget about even the parts. It's just hearing about it. The journey is fantastic. You have your own shop, or you have a fabrication shop? Are you an engineer?
No. It's a hobby. It's about 7 meters wide, 50 meters long. There's a little hoist. I have a lathe. I have a drilling machine, and for the rest, simple hand tools. Everything I learned myself.
Self-taught.
Car was finished in 2017. The only part that I bought for my Hebmüller tribute car was the engine cover. The engine cover is a glass fiber, and the plans are that I'm going to build my own engine cover. I already started on it, so one day it will be finished, but it takes time, and I don't want to hurry because the car is finished. I drive it, so no hurry to make it.
I do have some technical questions for you, if that's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So the current car that I have, the fenders look very nice. That there might be a little bit of damage I can repair. Early 56, late 55. I ran the numbers on the VIN, and it seems that the car I'm purchasing has a lot of 55 parts on it, but it's mostly a 56. Do the fenders that I would buy from, like, let's say Dirk or someone like that, are they going to be very different than the ones I currently have?
The rear ones are almost identical as an oval Beetle, except where you mount it on a split fender, there is a dimple in it. When you take the picture of the split fender without the light, you see a dimple. That's the difference. So on a normal oval rear fender, you cannot mount a split light. It doesn't fit. You have to hammer it down a bit, and then it will fit. But you have to compare a normal split rear fender with an oval fender.
I see.
It's a bit different. But for the rest, they are the same.
For the time and energy I would put into it, I think I would probably look for documentation and some diagrams and try to put the dimple in my current fender and keep it rather than replacing it with a whole new fender and shipping it from Germany. It's quite expensive, right?
Yeah, they are expensive, but they are spot on. They are like the original ones. Dirk, his quality is superb. You can always buy the little part, just a dimple. You have to cut it out and you weld it in. And then
Oh,
you have a dimpled. So split and oval are the same, except the dimple for the rear light on a split. Oval
so
do not have it. If your wings or your fenders are good, they're almost the same. The only difference is for the 16-inch wheels, the radius is smaller. So the tire is more covered than on a 15-inch wheel.
I see.
So they in 53 they put 15-inch wheels on the Beetles, and the radius on the wing edge is a bit bigger. So you see more of the tire and see more of the wheel. And then in a split is, but it's only 1/3 of an inch. But somebody who know it, he will point you. That's not correct. But very little people. Nobody will walk around with measure equipment to take. Yeah, that's a split window. Yeah, that's an oval.
Right.
Just
No,
me. Just me.
That's you. That's it. That's great. And on the front fenders, currently they have the little torpedo turn signals. I'm going to remove those and make it flat. And I'd like to install the Semaphores, which the boxes you said you'll be able to fabricate for me. I've always liked Semaphores. I've seen them on other cars, on a few splits I've seen at car shows, and I was like, I got to do that one day. Have a car with Semaphores. I think it's just a fun thing that they should have always done. It's fantastic.
Yeah, they are mounted in the front quarter panel. There are two options. The very first cars had the semaphore boxes from the door pillar. You have to cut it out, open the complete part, and then only the rear part you use to put in it. That were the first production cars had the same boxes as the door, the original split window boxes, but they were open, and water got in, and water got inside the car onto the heater channel. And then they changed it with a closed box. So when water gets in, it can only access outside the car. So those are much better for the car. It's a bit more work to make them, and but you have to find, when you go old school, you have the original boxes, but you have to open it, and the left one is mounted right-sided, and the right side original one is mounted on the left side, because you have to turn them around. So that's not a problem. I started yesterday with cutting the metal, and I have to bend it, and I have to fold it, and I will make them. It's not that big part, it's just a little box. I have the dimensions, I have a pattern, so
that would be great. So much information, Peter. I love it, and I love that you're the Schepmuller, the whole idea that you have your own car named after you. Yeah, that's great. Yep, I love it.
He made nice stuff.
Oh yes, that's fantastic.
4 of them.
Okay.
4 different ones. This is from the original Swiss poster from Eimach.
So the metal hinges, the back seat, you have wooden, and the boxes for the turn signals. All of the roof framing hinges we talked about, how you did that. Fantastic. And we can coordinate all this so I don't buy multiple parts of the same thing. That's what I was trying to understand.
That I want to avoid also. So you don't buy this, and I know Dirk, I know Pascal, I know Klaus, no issue.
It's such a great community of people.
Well, I know almost every Heb owner.
Amazing.
So that helps because of this car.
This car kind of brings the world together, right? All of a sudden, I've got people in Pennsylvania and Atlanta, and now Germany and everywhere. It's fantastic.
Speaking about Pennsylvania, at the moment, 2 Hebs are restored in Pennsylvania.
Really?
You missed the chance to see one.
Oh no! I should have.
You should have told me that.
And then I think Pascal has the glass for me. He also has a couple other parts that are, I think, authentic Hebmüller parts. But if I'm going to do all these modifications and changes, maybe I don't have to have, I can have replica parts for dashboard and glove box, and they've been replicated, right? And maybe the price would be a little bit less, or do you think that's not true?
So for the dashboard, you
Yes.
Give me a second.
Sure. I'm going to call Peter again and again and again. I can tell.
These are original ones.
Okay.
But you see the status. It's there's a rip in it.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's like pressed paper. But original ones. So normal split parts, split Beetle. They're good.
That's all I have for now. Maybe in a month or two, I might email you again and have more questions. You are a wealth of information. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Probably.
Yeah, this is so much fun. I realize I'm getting into a whole lifetime of this hobby now, right? As an entry level, it's going to be consuming all of my time and probably my wife's time as well, right? To come with me to this car show and look at things.
It will take a bit of your life. A few.
I guess my last question for you, Peter, is how many Volkswagens have you owned in your life?
That's a difficult one. Let's say 50.
50. Of the 50, how many do you still currently own?
I still have 15 cars.
15. Okay.
Yeah. But drivable, like for the moment, 5.
Yeah.
56 oval, my Hebmüller, 03, so a fat lady convertible 75 convertible. I have a Kubelwagen and I have a Zelensis. You know that?
I've seen pictures.
Only 6 left from the 25 that are made in Belgium.
Everybody has a passion project somewhere in their house, I think.
Yeah, I know.
So this has been great. I know it's late for you in Belgium, but thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me again.
I know you will have a ton of questions.
Fantastic. Well,
Okay.
Thank you again, Peter. I hope to talk to you soon.
No problem.
Take
Welcome.
care.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.